Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. After Thanksgiving, my grandkids start thinking about Christmas immediately. And for those of you who celebrate Christmas, and really for almost all musicians, it's a time of year when music is really pivotal, right? Most of the year, it seems like a lot of my friends and even some of my students think, well, a little music won't hurt me. But there's so much great music around the Christmas time and the Christmas holidays. I'm thinking not just about the liturgical music or the great classical pieces that we know, but fun secular songs, some of which are like novelty pieces. I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. And then also these beautiful melodies. I've said this before, but the American Songbook, and maybe most particularly the music that surrounds Christmas and the American Songbook, is a great place to learn, study theory, get stuff, into your ear, heart and mind. It's a way to connect your emotional experience with what you're doing sort of as a musician. And, if you're like me, and God, I hope you're not, you'll have lots of holiday gigs to play this year. And so you'll be, out there doing some tunes. I've got 5 tunes to look at, 5 of my favorites, and we'll drop in over the course of this month on a few more as well. But let's get started today. So my first tune is Silver Bells. And do you know how this tune goes? It's in 3. It's a very sweet melody. And it feels very much like it's just living in the sort of B flat sound. So we'll listen to the tune and we'll just kind of break it down really quickly. So with Silver Bells, which is really a classic American songbook tune, we see standard tonic dominant relationships, 2-5 chords. Like in the first moment, B flat major 7 becomes B flat dominant, which of course is the 5 of E flat, and it takes us to E flat. And now a very easy 2-5, C minor 7, F7, and then this beautiful Christmas chord, E flat minor 6. Resolves back to B flat. That happens a couple times, right? No big deal there. We do see in the chorus those silver bells, a real 2-5 to the 4 chord. F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat is a sort of a secondary dominant 2-5 that takes us to E flat. There's no really giant key shifts. These are normal places to go to in this style of music. When I'm playing sort of a really old chestnut like this, I like to pair it with a classic Christmas carol. And so you heard me do Carol of the Bells. So well, Well, Carol of the Bells, in that case, I played it in G minor because G minor is the relative minor of B flat. So you have this juxtaposition of Silver Bells and then Carol of the Bells. I'm always looking for those kinds of things around Christmas tunes, in party piano situations. Audiences get a kick out of it. It's fun to do with your friends. Pairing tunes like this, little mashups, and it's super easy to do with all these tunes we have for Christmas. It's great fun. Let's go on to our next track. We don't want to spend a lot of time on these. They're fun to do, fun to learn from. Silver Bells is a great tune. Well, our next tune is the ballad, the Vince Guaraldi Christmas song, Christmas Time Is Here. And we're going to discover that it has some parallels to another Christmas tune that we'll look at a little bit later in this collection. But just right away, looking at it, look at this beautiful sound, the F major 7 to the E flat dominant Lydian sound. And this E flat 7, that dominant Lydian sound, the flat 7 dominant, is a beautiful backdoor cadence. Back up to the F. We're in the key of F, and the E flat dominant is a wonderful pairing in this tune, and I think that's what this tune is sort of all about. Looking at it after the second ending, we go to D flat major 7. In other words, that beautiful sound there, the G flat Lydian sound and the D flat major, we're in D flat major for a moment. In other words, we've gone to a chromatic mediant modulation for the bridge. We've gone from F major to D flat major. These are all bright major chords, and that modulation feels bright. It feels like an interesting other place without being super minor. And yet the whole tune is a ballad. It has a kind of a bittersweet yearning. You'll see what I mean. I love that the melody resolves to the 9th. The G is the 9th of the F chord. It really locks me into that beautiful feeling. Let's go on. Do you know the tune? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. This is sort of an upbeat, snappy tune, and what I love about it is its rhythmic complexity. By Meredith Willson, composer of Music Man, etc. Well, it's in A flat, and I like to just play this with a very simple, straightforward, like 1950s parlor piano style. I grew up with my mother playing piano in my house. My dad was a guitarist, and Mom would play, this kind of thing, just really simple oompa oompa things. I think this tune sounds best with this. We're in A flat major, and we don't see anything very surprising, lots of 2 5s. But if we turn the page and just look at it quickly, when we go to the bridge, the C7 to the F minor has a completely new rhythmic world. And then a 2 5 to E flat. Well, we'll hear that when we get there. probably also noticed all the half steps in the melody, right? All the accidentals, like in the beginning, that D natural, which pushes us up to the fifth. And it happens many, many times in the tune. In the next line, take a look at the five and dime. That's classic, great American songbook passing tone or leading tone melodies. I just love the way it works in this tune because that half step, that little alteration to the melody gives us more mobility and push. And it's almost like a bebop line, isn't it? Well, let's go on. The Vince Guaraldi tune sounded a lot like another Christmas tune. And the other one here is What Are You Doing New Year's Eve? It's got some things in common. In fact, it starts off in the same key, F major 7, and then goes to that Lydian sound on the flat 7. It's the same. It's maybe got I don't know, there's arguably a little more interesting as a tune. It's one of those American songbook sad sack songs. Maybe it's much too early in the game, but I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's Eve? What a great lyric. And now the bridge goes to A minor. And this is a wonderful transition. It's not a chromatic mediant, but it is a mediant modulation. Okay, here we are in A minor. 2-5 back to A minor. Very skillfully sending us back to F. The bridge lyrics. I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose out of the 1,000 invitations you receive. I love sad sack American songbook songs. Our last tune is the Christmas song, the great Mel Torme Chestnut, which has a beautiful melody and touches on a number of sort of key levels on its journey. It's a hard song to sing, and it's got a lot of chords in it. And those chords are there for a reason. They're creating 2-5 pairs, which help us touch on these new locations. Locations like first E flat major, and then A flat, a 2-5 to A flat. It turns around and we wind up in G for a moment. Then we go to G flat major, kind of at the bridge. The melody has accidentals, and those accidentals are part of the key systems that we touch on as we go. It's a lot to analyze, and it should be its own video, but let's play this tune and kind of look at it as we go. so many key levels, right? It's a great song to play. Um, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe and ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. More holiday spirit coming. I'll see you next time.